Delaware County is growing, the first census increase in over a decade.
And President Biden making a historical announcement today, what it means for Americans paying at the pump.
We got some much colder temperatures on the way. Also some snow on the way as well. I have all those details coming up.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching Newslink, Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Madeline Kerr.
And I'm Madison Smith. According to the 2021 Census Bureau, a population increase for Delaware County at first in over a decade.
Newslink Indiana's Angelica Gonzalez had the chance to speak with Mayor Dan Ridenour about this change for Delaware.
Since 2011, Delaware County registered an increase of 202 people for the year of 2021, and 5 out of 9 counties in East Central Indiana showed an increase of population as well.
I think it should be a welcome sign to both Muncie and Delaware County residents that maybe we've turned the corner. Hopefully we can follow it up next year.
Ridenour plans on finding new ways to grow, such as continuing to build new apartment complexes and homes for single families.
We're going to have what amounts to 86 new homes being built on the south side, and we're taking lots that the city owns.
Muncie first welcomed 43 Afghan refugees, but now have increased to 91.
Afghan refugees, and they all have to have places to live. And we're also starting next week, we're looking at how can we, is there something we can do with Ukrainian refugees?
Muncie, Angelica Gonzalez, Newslink, Indiana.
More about the population increase in Delaware County will be on the Ball State Daily at www.ballstatedaily.com.
Today, former Vice President Mike Pence unveiled a new policy platform for Republicans, his Freedom Agenda, which includes increasing American energy production, tax cuts, and regulatory rollbacks. As Pence carves out a lane ahead of a potential 2024 presidential run, Pence says this agenda will, quote, keep America from further decline and decay. The plan also calls for the protection of religious freedom and to bring an end to federal funding for abortion. Pence also pledges to save women's sports and calling for all high school students to pass a civics test. And now, turning now to weather, Ryan was talking a bit about that snow, and I am nervous to hear what he has to say. But we'll have to turn to Ryan for a first look at weather.
Well, we do have some snow on the way. Not a whole lot of snow, so that's the good news. We don't have to worry about major good snow accumulation, just a little bit of a dusting. We have more so the rain's going to be the issue. We'll get more of that on my full forecast in just a moment. But first of all, these temperatures, much cooler than they were at this time yesterday. 37 in Indianapolis, 38 in Muncie, 36 in Fort Wayne. And because of that, we were in the 70s yesterday. Not so much like that right now. Look at these temperatures. We are like over 36 degrees colder than we were at this time Muncie. Same thing with Shelbyville. So we are much colder than we were at this time yesterday. Going into tonight, you're going to see those temperatures are going to drop it to the 30s, lower 30s. And look at this. Snow possibly is going to be on the horizon. We have all those details covered in my full forecast.
Thank you, Ryan. Today, President Joe Biden made a historic announcement as he looks to help Americans struggling with soaring gas prices.
Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the U.S. price of regular gasoline spiked, hitting a record high average of $4.33 a gallon earlier this month. Biden previously announced a coordinated release of oil with other nations, while tapping deeper into the reserve is expected to have a limited effect on prices.
Time to deliver true long-term energy independence in America once and for all, and I'm going to continue to use every tool at my disposal to protect you from Putin's price hike.
The president is hoping to send a political message among a difficult midterm election year, announcing plans to use the Defense Production Act to try and kickstart the mining of critical minerals needed to build batteries for electric vehicles and long-term energy storage.
I'm going to use the Defense Production Act to secure American supply chains for the critical materials that go into batteries for electric vehicles and the storage of renewable energy, lithium, graphite, nickel, and so much more. We need to end our long-term reliance on China and other countries for inputs that will power the future.
The White House says the goal is to move the country toward renewable energy and electric vehicles and away from dependence on foreign oil. U.S. commuters may soon see prices at the pump start to drop. President Joe Biden announced the release of 1 million additional barrels of oil per day from the federal stockpile. That's the largest deliverance in U.S. history, according to the White House. Officials also say this will help the country cope with supply issues throughout the rest of the year when domestic production is expected to increase. In addition to this unprecedented move, Biden is also calling on Congress to fine oil companies who haven't boosted production from leased wells on federal lands.
A bill to lower insulin costs is headed for an uphill battle in the Senate after passing in House today. The final House vote was 232 to 193. The Affordable Insulin Now Act would lower the price of insulin and cap it at $35 a month. That goes for both private health insurance plans and Medicare. According to a 2020 Kaiser Family Foundation report, the current cost for insulin is between more than $300 to $1,000 per month. The bill comes as a Democrats' domestic agenda, known as Build Back Better, which included drug reform provisions, is stalled in Congress.
And COVID-19 has taken a toll on all of us, but especially on high schoolers.
There are some upsetting findings from a new CDC study. More than a third of U.S. high school students said they struggled with their mental health during most of the pandemic. More than 2 out of 5 felt sadness or hopelessness that just wouldn't go away and caused them to stop doing things they enjoyed. And about 1 in 5 seriously considered suicide. Health experts say the pandemic has caused problems for teens that could affect them down the line, which is why it's crucial to support them now and know they'll need the support as they get older too.
Most parents in the U.S. aren't having their children roll up their sleeves for a COVID-19 shot. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, less than 28% of 5 to 11-year-olds are fully vaccinated. The findings also show in half of the counties nationwide, less than 10% in that age range have received both shots. The CDC says about 1,400 children have died from the virus since the start of the pandemic. As for the overall U.S. population, CDC officials say roughly 66% are fully vaccinated.
Coming up, one local government is celebrating a very special day with flag raising.
And the world's longest roller coaster is about to get even longer. Find out why after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. The TSA says it's becoming more inclusive by setting up new standards for transgender, gender nonconforming, and non-binary air travelers. The announcement comes today. Along the changes, the screening process will be gender neutral. Gender identification will no longer be considered relevant for verification at checkpoints, but the traveler's name has to be the same on IDs and tickets. And while working on enhancements to its advanced imaging technology, screenings will be less invasive for passengers. Meanwhile, the State Department and White House announced that starting April 11th, U.S. citizens can select X as their gender on passport applications. And Milwaukee joined local governments and federal agencies celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson presented a proclamation honoring the contributions of transgender and non-binary people. The city of Milwaukee also recognized Transgender Day of Visibility with a flag raising outside its municipal building. HHS became the first federal agency to fly a transgender pride flag Thursday morning. Several states, including Florida and Texas, have recently passed legislation to push back on transgender rights.
Not a fan of recent furniture purchases from IKEA? You're in luck. The Swedish company will pay you for those items. It's called the Buy, Back, and Resell program. It's now a permanent part of the company in its 37 U.S. stores. It only applies to personally used furniture that is fully assembled and functional. It can't be modified or altered. Each item will be inspected, and if approved, the customer gets store credit. IKEA says this initiative is in an effort to become more circular by 2030.
There's a cat food shortage, and an Iowa state says COVID-19 supply chain issues are to blame. Specifically, there's a shortage of the meat used in cat food. Meanwhile, cat adoptions have increased since the pandemic. Most pet adoptions saw a spike and drop off. Cats, however, continue to be adopted at the same rate as their pandemic highs. The professor said small changes have big impacts on the supply chain, and it can be very hard to recover from because demand doesn't decrease. He said aluminum, which most wet cat food is packaged in, is also in short supply. He notes online pet retailers like Chewy have done away with aluminum packaging to fight the cat food shortage.
What we know in supply chain is that small changes have big impacts, and they can be very hard to recover from because the demand doesn't decrease.
Skippy is recalling over 100,000 pounds of peanut butter because it says the jars may contain small steel fragments. Skippy's parent company, Hormel Foods, announced the recall today. They say it involves more than 9,300 cases of selected Skippy reduced fat creamy peanut butter, reduced fat chunky peanut butter, and creamy peanut butter blended with plant protein. The jars may contain a small piece of stainless steel from manufacturing equipment. The company has received no complaints about the products. They say they were notified by the facility. If you do have peanut butter that is a part of the recall, Hormel says you can return it to the store for an exchange.
The world's longest roller coaster just got even longer. Since 1979, the Beast at Cincinnati, Ohio's Kings Island amusement park has held the Guinness World Record for the world's longest roller coaster. At a newly revised 7,361 feet long, the Beast will end up breaking its own world record when it reopens in May. The 2,500-acre project called Flagpole of Freedom Park will be built in Columbia Falls and centered around a massive 1,461-foot pillar waving a gigantic American flag. The park will also feature a 9-mile-long memorial wall honoring all of America's veterans with a targeted completion date of July 4th, 2026. And after the break, we'll take a full look at weather. Ryan?
Yes, much colder. Look at those temperatures, the differences for what it was at this time yesterday. Will that chance keep the same way? I have all those details coming up after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours.
Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
to get to know each other
On a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
it's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:15 and we are taking a live look at Ball State's campus. And it's been a scary month for people around the country with a record number of tornadoes touching down.
Just in 1 month of March, there have been at least 214 tornadoes, the most on record since 1950. The Storm Prediction Center says the previous record for March was just set last year, with 191 tornadoes. Usually there are only about 80. Scientists say we're probably seeing more tornadoes earlier in the year because of climate change and influences from La Nina.
Man, I really hope we are not going to be seeing anything like that around here anytime soon. I know the weather has been kind of all over the place. It was sort of nice outside, sunny, not sunny, but 70s yesterday, warm, and then all of a sudden it dipped today. My walk today was pretty cold.
Well, yes, that's the only thing that's been really crazy around here has been the temperature. It's nothing like we've seen in the south or even the northeast when they had all those tornado damages. But the only thing we've been having to worry about has been pretty much is the temperature roller coaster. You're going to see that here in my full forecast in just a few moments right here. But we're going to be tracking this for tomorrow. Yes, 70s on yesterday, but 40s for tomorrow. 40s, only 40 degrees. We also have showers. That's going to be a main part of our forecast for next week. But at least the good news, the temperatures do moderate a little bit next week. We're going to have temperatures where they're supposed to be for this time of the year. Like I was just talking about with the temperatures. Yes, look at that. 78 degrees was our temperature, our high temperature yesterday. Today, 62. Now, the reason why I bring this up because look what time it occurred at 1:12 a.m. 1:12 a.m. After that, the temperatures began to drop into the 40s, and it felt a whole lot like that, especially with those winds. And speaking of those winds, look at these wind totals here. 60-mile-an-hour winds in Richmond. Richmond has seen 60-mile-an-hour winds. Muncie has 52-mile-an-hour winds. We had tree branches falling off. We had garbage cans blowing all over the place. It created a lot of havoc out there. That's likely to not be as bad right now because winds have really died down since that time. 14-mile-an-hour winds in Indianapolis, 18 in Muncie. So we haven't seen anything like we had seen last night when we were seeing wind gusts sustained to over 30 miles an hour at times. We also have to have those rain chances as well. Rain is coming into our area right now as we speak. But look back here, we also see some snow coming into our region as well. We're going to have to worry about that a little bit as well tomorrow. But the biggest thing I want to take your attention to is these showers of thunder, so especially up here in the northeast. This is what brought us all that the rain and the wind damage yesterday. Mississippi and Alabama seeing some tornado damage as well with this yesterday, and they have seen a lot of damage, but nothing like that up here. As a matter of fact, all we're going to be dealing with is some rain showers, and you're going to see that here do tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're going to see rain, even some snow showers tomorrow morning, but then as we go through the day on Friday, you're going to see that all that's going to move out, and we're going to clear out. Briefly, it ain't going to last because we got more rain on the way, and you'll see that here on my 5-day chart coming up in just a sec here, and you'll see that, almost every single day, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday be the only dry day we have in the next probably week or so because we're going to have a streak of rainy days coming up over in the next like 5-6 days. And you know, it's not going to be very enjoyable as well. You see that here in my 7-day forecast. Yes, 47 degrees is our high. This is going to occur probably early in the day before we get to that sun, before the sun comes out at the end, but then the cloud's going to come right back into the area. And then you're going to see Sunday, look, 58 degrees. So we do recover with that sunshine. However, you see all those rain chances there. Yes, we are going to see some temperature. The temperatures in the mid 60s. You know, it's not going to be spectacular, but it's going to be at least where it's supposed to be at this time of the year. I mean, it's not seeing no tornadoes or anything. We don't have to worry about any of that.
I am not looking forward to that snow. I just hung up my snow coat for the year. I guess I'll be bringing that back out.
Exactly. You're talking about snow and rain, and I am not looking for it. You know, obviously spring means rain, but I was more looking forward to those warmer temperatures, of course.
Yes, I was looking forward to them too, but at least it's not going to be freezing anything. No 30s and 20s for highs.
Yeah, exactly. It's staying in the 60s and 70s. It'll be warm, and it may not be the best weather. There might be a lot of rain and clouds, but at least it'll be nice. Thank you so much, Ryan. And now our own Andy Newman is live on campus. We'll go ahead and see what he has to say about sports.
We are here live on the floor of Worthing Arena where men's volleyball just wrapped up their matchup. We'll let you know what happened up next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Caleb Zuver with sports. Tonight, Ball State men's volleyball hosting number 15 McKendree inside Worthing Arena. Newslink, Indiana's Andy Newman is with us to talk about how the game went down. Andy, what do you got for us?
Thank you so much, Caleb. We are live here on the floor of Worthing Arena as men's volleyball just wrapped up their MEVA Conference matchup with the McKendree Bearcats. Ball State heading into this one 17-2 on the year, an impressive 7th ranked team in the nation. And the Bearcats also having an impressive year as well, 12-8 on the year and ranked 15. So a battle of the Titans for this one. Heading action into set 1. Ball State down 2 very early, but powering back and taking the charge to win that set 25-17. Set 2, Ball State down 2 once again, and then it is a back and forth matchup there, and then Ball State and McKendree tied 25-25. Ball State taking that one 27-25, and then in set 3, Ball State taking control the entire way, leading by 5 throughout the entire set, and at the end, Ball State winning that one 25-20, and with that, Ball State winning this entire matchup in a 3-0 sweep. Incredibly impressive for a team that are both ranked 15. So, and tomorrow and on Saturday, they will be back here in Worthing Arena at 5 o'clock against Lewis. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Andy. The Cardinals, like you said, are going to stick around for the weekend because the action doesn't stop tonight. Saturday, Ball State will be taking on their 2nd-ranked opponent of the week when number 13 Lewis University comes to town. Pitching things over to the Diamond, Ball State baseball taking on Mid-American Conference rival the Toledo Rockets on the road in a 4-game series this weekend. The Cardinals flying high into the matchups on a 7-game win streak and a 14-8 overall record on the year, and an impressive 9-1 in MAC conference play. On the flip side of the coin, the Rockets blasting into the series, winning 5 of their last 6, as well as earning a 12-11 overall season record and 6-5 record in MAC play. Ball State will have to rely on the likes of MAC co-pitcher of the week, Tyler Schweitzer, and Matthew Rivera, who leads the team with a .359 batting average, to pull off a clean sweep against Toledo. Games will take place on Friday at 3 p.m., Saturday at noon and 3:30 p.m., and finally Sunday at 1 p.m., and all these games are on ESPN3. Going from hardball to the hard courts, a pair of juniors from the Cardinals men's tennis team earning honors for their performance this week. Vince Orlando and Parrish Simmons were named MAC men's tennis doubles team of the week after big wins last weekend. The duo started off with a 6-2 win over Binghamton, which helped the Cardinals sweep the Bears 7-0, and on Sunday they defeated Buffalo 6-4 to help the Cardinals win the match 5-2. After a 2-0 start to MAC play, the team returns to action this weekend when they face off against the Toledo Rockets at the Cardinal Creek Tennis Center, with first serve scheduled for 2 p.m. And as we head into the weekend, it's finally time for the NCAA Tournament Final Four on Saturday, which means it's time to take a look at the Newslink Indiana Bracket Challenge. And would you look at that? Look who's in first. It's me. Of course it is. Followed by Adam Fike in second. Rachel Winala tied with Hope Kleitch for third. And rounding out the top 5 is another tie between Philip Corzet and Maddie Johnson. Changing things over to expose the bottom half of this, tied for 24th is Alex Stoker and Samantha Martin, followed by Andy Newman, who we just heard from. Tied in 27th is Jack Van Meter and Daniel Keene, and bringing up the back in dead last is Tara Konitsny.
Thank you so much, Caleb. After the break, space tourism is blasting off.
And we have one final look at weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Space tourism is blasting off today. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket completed its 4th space tourism mission. There were 6 passengers on the rocket, 5 of which were paying customers. The trip lasted 10 minutes and it crossed the altitude widely recognized as the start of outer space. Passengers experienced a few minutes of zero gravity and got views of Earth from space. The autonomous capsule deployed parachutes on the way down and landed in the Texas desert. And now we'll go ahead and take a final look at weather. Ryan?
Yes, those temperatures back down to where they should be at this time of the year after we've seen almost 80 degrees on Wednesday. But, you know, with at least the good news, we are going to see moderately temperatures next week. The bad news, we got that rain coming right back into the area.
Oh boy, I am not excited about that rain at all. I had rain on my walk home from the studio last night, and I completely forgot an umbrella. It was not a fun time.
I was in shorts yesterday, and now I have to wear pants and raincoats.
Oh, it's so frustrating, especially when I was expecting the weather to be so nice. It's so sad to see that those temperatures are going to cool down. Thank you so much. That's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning at 8 for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.